Okay, this is my second take on this video. Apparently, I'm doing this with a laptop, and apparently it's so sensitive. I laid the cards down and shut my video off, so I got to do it again. Wonderful. But anyway, I'm trying a new deck, and I got to keep my finger. This thing is super sensitive. Anyway, I'm trying a new deck, and of course, I like to ask the deck, what the deck needs to tell me um, when I first get the deck. What I'm using is the new Ellen Dugan's Witches Tarot, and beautiful artwork. Really love the deck. The book's great from what I have read of it. Actually, it's not my deck. Michelle ordered it. Uh, she was using the Robin Wood and found this, and it was beautiful. But the only issue we have with this, and it seems to be with her, she's not using it. So I wanted to take it over for a little bit and then give it back. I want to see how the deck reads and see how it works. It's a rare weight type deck. The only thing that disturbs me and what hung her up with using this deck, because she's in a learning process. I just and everybody knows, the first thing you do when you get a deck is you look through it, and you want to look at the images and see what they mean to you and write those down. And then basically with the traditional meanings, well, the one card that was thrown way out. There's a couple cards that have been changed in the deck. That's kind of understandable. But one card that was thrown out uh, throws completely off, and I kind of have issues with it myself. Something I can learn is this Five of Swords card. Trying to get the lighting on it. But anyway, if you can see it there, yeah, that's the Five of Swords in this deck. So that's kind of a screwy card, I think. It's just something you basically, I don't like to have to force make meanings to fit. I want to be able to look at something and say, okay, and get it. So I'm basically having to kind of force a meaning with this. But anyway, yeah, this is the back. Actually, that's upright because of that card with the red on top. I use reversals. But anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful deck. Like I said, as far as a rider weight type deck, with the exception of that card, it really kind of throws me off. They also have the Karma card instead of Judgment card, so it's a little different. Either way, something I wanted to. What I'll first do when I get a deck is I'll ask the deck, what does the deck have to tell me? And what I come up with, Death reversed. So bingo, card one. Middle card, World card. Two cards that work together very, very, very well. Death card and the world card sitting next to each other immediately is going to be there's ending. Something has come to a culmination with that central card. And that central card being, um, this is the world card here for this deck. And this is basically saying you're going into a dragon and screaming. Any transformation is always, with that death card, is going to be difficult. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have issues with it. And this is saying that you're refusing to let go of things in the past and refusing to move on. There's something that you need to let go of. Now, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not, and the more you fight it, the more difficult it's going to be, because it's definitely, with this world card, something that's come to an end. It comes to a completion. The good thing is this is upright. Um, so it's time for a new phase to move on in life. It's just you're not accepting it. You're screaming and being dragged and screaming and yelling and fighting. You don't want to make that change. And this is an internal thing. This being a water card is always something that's very, very emotional. So, and I get that just because of this card, the green world, and it is an earth card, being something, hey, this is the real world thing. Your world's about to change on a massive scale, especially with two major arcana cards in there. And basically you're going to have to accept this transformation. So, and this is true with the situation that I think that's going on in life. The last card I got with this would be the Seven of Wands reverse, and I think with this, especially with that Death card in there, um, it tells me, there's a feeling of being overwhelmed. Maybe feeling that, then it could be, this can be a work situation, also because it is wands. But uh, I think a lot of this fight right here is the feeling of being overwhelmed with this. This is your upright card, and usually the guy's in a higher position. He's in a better position. He's able to either fight off others, the way I get this on some cards, it kind of seems like these other wands may be people who are with him, but on this particular card, he definitely looks like he's fighting off other people. That would be my view anyway of it, you know. And also the fact that number seven is with me, it's a very, very spiritual number because a lot of times when the number seven does come up, it's dealing with things on a personal spiritual level. And with two major arcana cards coming in there, it's saying basically you're about to go through definitely a major transformation in life with that death card. Something has definitely come to an end, and maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed with what's going on. And you know, this also, I can get this card as being a coward or something. Also, there is a need to stand up and fight for whatever it is that's causing you some issues with that. So those are what came up for me. Now number wise, I've got a 21, I got a 13, and that's the 34, and then I got a 7. That's 41. So the number five. So what this means with the number five with me, I get there's a whole lot of moving around, a lot of communication that seems to go on with that. It seems to be a very quick energy rush around, trying to get things done, trying to. Uh, there's a hurried feeling going on, and a lot of um, issues that seem to come up. I see it a lot as a fifth wheel. You know, in a car, you got four wheels, and then you've got something else that's pulling you in a different direction. There's a constant pull. For those of you that's been to Walmart, you ever get, how many times have you got a buggy? It's got that shaky wheel on it, always trying to pull you in a different direction. It's like it's got a mind of its own or got an extra wheel added to it. There you go. So, I kind of get that. Not necessarily Walmart. It just seems to be when we do go there, that's uh, we happen to get a buggy like that. So anyway, that number, usually the good thing about with the number five when it comes up is normally by the time you go through all the struggle and the running around and there's a lot of mental energy that goes on with that. By the time it's said and done and you go through it, everything seems to the work that you did put forth and go through and everything seems to it turns out well. It turns out with some kind of a promotion or some kind of graduation, a lift in life, where as you would move more into the number six as far as that level goes. You came out of the security level, which was the number four, and you're in number five. It's time for change, and things have to be changed and different. And then by the time it's said and done, and you go into a number six, which deals with being able to taking care a lot of the home front and what's going on with your home and taking care of yourself and elders and children, um, stuff like that. So basically, this is telling me, I think this change that's being called for, it's going to happen. Whether you're going to take it with stride and with that showing up, it's not. You either take it with stride and move on because it's going to happen. That change is coming. There's nothing you can do about it. With that world card saying it's dead, done, it's over with, it's at its culmination, it's complete. Um, uh, no time to be scared now. You have to get up and go. Turn this upright and start to fight. But that's the current emotion and feeling that's going on with this card right now with this spread. So basically, that's what it's telling me. It's saying, hey, it's time to get up. Don't be afraid to change. You know, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed at the moment and so forth, and get up and move on. So anyway, I'm still trying to wake up this morning. That's going to be what I get for this deck. As far as my first reading with this deck, and now I'm going to go ahead and shut this video off, and I want to do a daily and do a few dailies with this and see how well this deck's reading. I really like this deck with the exception. And there's my bottom card. There's the Hermit. But either way, I'll be back with a daily reading. Thanks for watching, and again, I'll be back. Okay, is it going to shut off for me or not?